In this video, I'm going to make an improvement, but it's going to be a real-time improvement because it could go wrong, completely wrong. So I've got to do it properly in case I have to reverse anything. And what I'm going to do is, I'll show you in the videos, but here, when this section and the other section over here slide down, that one over there slides inside this one here, and about halfway up, because the way I've designed this, because of the gas struts. Yeah, me. I'm getting heckled from the crowd. My audience is heckling me. I shall ignore them. I have gas struts which are on all four corners, help with the lift, but I have noticed that it catches a little bit, and as it's just steel on steel, there's nothing in there to aid it that little way up. The plan is to put a roller assistance in there, drill into this. I'm going to do a nice neat hole, because if it goes wrong I've got to take it apart, and everybody in YouTube land will be with me when it goes wrong. So it's either going to work or it's going to go completely wrong, and you will be there live to see it happening. So let's get some information for you. Let's take you to the workshop. Now, here I have a test piece, and what you can see is I tried to drill a hole with the hole cutter, which is just for wood. So obviously that was going to go wrong, so there's my first mistake. All that did was make a bloody mess, excuse the French. And this is a nylon alloy roller. This is a section of the actual camper out there, so I'll show you. That's the section of the steel surround, and I've used this as an experiment. Now, as you can see, I hacked the hole out at the back. Now, if it went wrong, if this jams too tight, and it could make it even harder to go up, actually, because it does go up okay, there's no problem. I'm just being a bit fussy, to be honest with you. But as we've got time with what's going on at the moment, I'm going to give it a go anyway. What I've got to do is cut a neat hole, not a hacked hole like these two, right? A neat hole. So if it goes wrong, and you'll be with me when it does go wrong, if it goes wrong, I can just drill them out, and I'll just be left with a nice neat little hole, and we'll call it a weight reducing hole. That's what we'll do. So we're either going to reduce the weight of the camper slightly, or we're going to make that roof slide up a little bit easier. But first, I have to order some parts. Now, to make a neat hole, not a botched hole that you saw in the garage just, I've had to order these parts because I've had them in the past and lost them or left them somewhere. And these are called, it's a metal hole cutter, but we call them swagers in the trade. When I was doing my engineering, we always knew these as a swager, and they've got set points that you go down to. And that what that will do is it will make life easier. I've only got to cut 2 holes. It will look a lot neater if I have to take the actual roller out if it should jam. I've ordered this, and it says it's going to come on the 24th, and it's the 20th today, so we can prep everything as much as possible, but we're reliant on these. Let's stay tuned to the post. So I'm just checking if it's been posted, because a posted thing came up, and it says hairbrush holder. What on earth is that all about? I want these posted. Now just up there is the main point it's been sticking. I'll zoom in a little bit for you so you can have a closer look. There is some tape there. I don't know what that's doing there. Maybe I'll put it there to assist it, but see that groove coming there? But it's not a groove, it's more of a stain. So there's plenty of meat on it. But what I will do is that roller will cure that. I'm just going to put it back up and mark how far I can go with that roller. Oh, it's a nice view of that house over there. I have put the roof in its upright position so I can put a mark here in pencil, obviously, so we'll be off later. That's the lowest point the roller can come to. So what I'll do the same on the other side. Now on inspection I've noticed that it's a bit grooved up there, so I'm just going to give it a quick smooth out. So the wind brace struts act as a perfect stand to prop the roof. We can do any running repairs, to be honest, and a few inspections, and that leaves this exposed with my pencil marks. That's the furthest we can come down, so it looks like it's going to go to about there, and that'll be the same on the other side as well. And I can drill here safely without causing any damage. I can prop it up a little bit actually, yeah, prop it up a little bit. That's not hard to do. So there'll be no problem drilling. I'm not going to hurt anything there. I think definitely it's going about there. So here we go. Well, let's do some measuring. Measure to the centre from the outside circumference to the centre, and it's definitely 20 mil. And then, so that puts that 20 mil, that's the minimum there. I want to go in a bit, obviously, as much as we can. So let's go to the centre. So that's 75. So let's go for, because we've got the wood drop here of 20 mil to there. So we lost 20 mil. So let's mark that. So we know from the top there, let's do it from the top, say 30 mil. So let's go from the top there and gives us 30 mil. This is only rough, you only got to do this rough, to be honest. And get it as level as you can. Put it on that square there, I think. There you go. So that line, so from there to there is taken up with the wood, which the structure is here, and there's a steel part in there, partition in there. And you're going to allow for the cladding as well, so the cladding comes down to about here. There's your cladding mark, there's your wood mark down to the bottom there, there's your cladding mark. So anything from there is fine. Now the other way of checking that, I'll show you, is to take your adjustable set square. Now that's touching the cladding on the inside. Okay. And that's roughly where I got it to. So this is your free space here. Occupied, that's beyond the line up there, this line here, so that's beyond, so you don't want to go beyond that line. And you were in this ballpark region here. So, rule of thumb, it's about perfect actually. It's about as tight as you're going to get. Now I reckon if I drilled a hole there, see it properly, on that X marks the spot. I'll do some measuring. I'll measure, obviously we know that's 20 mil to the end circumference there, so see 20 mil comes just to below the centre of that X, so I'm not far off. And I want it tucked up a bit, and that's great. And then we know, so we've got up to about 24 mil there from that point there. We know it fits in there, and then from there to the top I've got to allow 20 mil, and I'm just bang on. Just about bang on, as you can see. From the centre of that cross to the top there, I'm just on 20 mil. And if I put my fasteners either side horizontally, we shouldn't have a problem. 25, 32, we'll repeat it over there on the other side because that's a carbon copy of that on the other side. So here we go. All these little tricks are here just to make life easier for yourself. Just open these holes out a little bit. All this is doing is making the job as easy as possible. So now I can mark my hole. There's my hole marked, and I know that lines up now. And I can put my pot rivet in there like that. Up. The other pop rivet. Now, same on the other side. So, here's the proof test. I've gone in nice and neat, it's come down nice and neat. Now let's see it going up. That's the result. Yes. Now, because my roof lifts easy with the gas struts in each corner, you can do it on your own. And as you can see, we've got a minimum gap there, and all it did really was let it roll from about here and up. So when you get to the push position in here, it just allows that roller to kick in here at the end. And as you can see, there's hardly any intrusion into the sidewall parting. So let's put the sidewalls up and make sure everything's okay. No problems there at all. Well, that's that concluded. Didn't take long. It took longer to get the bits, but they're there now. They're good and they work. They act as another little bit of assist. And it doesn't take long to get it all back together here. The shades go up to keep the hot sun out, which we are having at the moment. And obviously it's all been inspected by Kira. What do you think, Kira? Have we done a good job? I think walking away and ignoring you is a definite yes. Alright then, what shall we do next?